Given the high value of the digital advertising market, competition amongst the wide variety of stakeholders continues to be very high. It drives innovation in order to increase market share. Juniper Research forecasts that this market will be worth more than 500 billion by 2023. I'm talking to Sam Barker, the author of our most recent research piece on digital advertising. Welcome, Sam. First of all, maybe take us through the report. What does it cover?
Yeah, of course. It provides a comprehensive overview of the digital advertising market, including the desktop browsing, mobile browsing aspects, including the ever-growing in-app advertising sector and the up-and-coming over-the-top television services. So within the report, we also assess the impact of the digital advertising fraud and the persistent presence of ad blocking technologies. And we align these with 5-year forecasts for all of the above and our strategic recommendations for how stakeholders can maximise their return on ad spend. And in addition to that, we undertake some player benchmarking through the use of the Juniper leaderboard, where we've included 15 leading mobile measurement platforms with fraud detection and mitigation solutions within the report.
Okay, so as a summary, what are your key findings from the report?
So the first key finding is that we believe that the established duopoly of Google and Facebook is about to suffer some form of disruption through the entrance of Amazon into the market. Amazon are looking to capitalise on their wealth of experience in artificial intelligence as well as their abundance of data on consumer behaviour to provide targeting capabilities that are superior to Google and Facebook. So the report predicts that this year Amazon will control 2% of the digital advertising market globally, but by 2023 we're anticipating that to move up to 6% based on the wealth of experience in artificial intelligence. We also expect that over-the-top TV services such as Netflix and Hulu to be the fastest growing sector in the digital advertising market. However, there are going to be some significant hurdles involving the growth of this sector. For example, the smartphone market, which is well established now, has a number of standard identifiers that can be used across all devices, and this enables the attribution platforms to easily attribute adverts to certain publishers, and that in turn reduces the chance of fraud. However, the over-the-top television market, it has a wide variety of players, and this means that the standards aren't quite there yet. This obviously provides a problem for both attribution platforms and advertisers who are wishing to maximise their return on ad spend by reducing the amount of fraud on the advertising networks they use.
Okay, you mentioned fraud, which is a very important issue now. How much do you cover fraud and do you forecast the level of fraud?
Yes, we cover fraud quite extensively in the research. What we've expected to happen has happened, which is that the cat and mouse game between the fraudsters and the stakeholders in the advertising market has continued. Fraudsters are employing ever increasingly sophisticated ways of avoiding detection to capitalise on their fraudulent activities, and in turn this is driving the mobile measurement platforms and fraud detection solutions to increase the capabilities of their own platforms to detect these new emerging fraud tactics. Our research is showing that the transparency between all of the stakeholders in the market is becoming increasingly critical for tackling ad fraud. So we're seeing specialists emerge now over the last couple of years that are tackling ad fraud and partnering with mobile attribution platforms. This is providing an ecosystem where all the players have a level of visibility into the traffic over their various advertising networks. And this is the first step to really tackling the issue of fraud in the network. Additionally, it's also becoming apparent that users have a limited attention. This is becoming increasingly scarce. So what we're seeing is that the demand for the ad media inventory on the internet is becoming more and more there's a widening gap between the demand and the supply for advertising media inventory, and this gap is then being filled by the fraudulent traffic itself. So while advertisers may feel that this is genuine advertising traffic that they can benefit from, in reality it's not providing any return on the ad spend that they're investing in.
Okay, you mentioned the leaderboard as well. You've done player analysis. How does this play out in the report?
So the research has scored the leading mobile measurement platforms and fraud detection solutions. And one thing that the research has found is that the established players have scored very highly in two common sectors. Firstly, the types of ad fraud that can be detected over their platforms, as ad fraud can be committed in many different ways. The established players are also very efficient at detecting the emerging tactics through artificial intelligence that fraudsters are producing. From an advertiser's point of view, this is imperative. The ability to not only block as much traffic and detect the new emerging methods in which their return on ad spend can be diminished is essential to making sure that they are able to maximise this return on ad spend. Detecting it early is essentially the most critical method of attracting the highest spending advertisers globally.
Okay, so finally, what are your strategic recommendations going forward?
So the first recommendation is artificial intelligence. Previously, artificial intelligence was used as a differentiator between companies in terms of the services they could offer. However, over the next 5 years, we're anticipating it not to just become a differentiator, but an absolute necessity for service providers in the market to offer the capabilities that advertisers and publishers are coming to expect of every single provider. If stakeholders were to fail in implementing artificial intelligence, then churning of users to other networks, to other service providers, that will become inevitable. The sheer scale of advertising traffic itself is driving that use of artificial imitation, not just for targeting, but also for fraud detection and mitigation as well. And the next step for artificial intelligence will be bringing down those walled gardens that has plagued the industry for so long, because being able to feed the artificial intelligence algorithms with as much data as possible, that will be key to making sure that advertisers can maximise their return on ad spend.
Thank you, Sam. If you'd like to learn more about this subject, then please get in touch or visit our website. Thank you.